Welcome you octagonal donut munchers to another fun, adventurous, space-filled day of Let's Play Outer Wilds. Please insert CD edition. I, of course, am Chezni, your host. The person who is very, very terrified on most days to be in space, playing a space game. I hope your day is going well. I hope all things in your life feel aligned, much like the planets in this solar system, and you can listen to all of their music at the same time. That was a really terrible segue into playing the game, guys. I do legitimately hope everything's going great for you, though. Alright, last we left off, I really can't remember. It's been a couple days, so let's just hop back on. Oh no, we're being pulled in. See, this is the problem. Gravity just wants to ruin all of our fun. Let's just drift aimlessly off into space like that. Let's go check the computer and find a good match to where we want to go. Apparently we have some new data here. Oh wow, a lot of new data. Holy crap, it never stops! Okay, so we have this unconnected rumor. I'm starting to notice that the rumors are color-coded. This unconnected rumor concerning the quantum moon, that pesky rock floating in the sky that we were unable to, well, the sky, space, that we were unable to locate or land on. Sorry, we located it, we just couldn't land on it. There's a strange rock shard in this grove that moves when I'm not watching. It emits a signal on the quantum fluctuation frequency. And this, of course, is the quantum grove we found on Timber Hearth. I found a poem written on one of the trees in the grove. Wait, we did? We found a poem written on one of the trees in the grove? Maybe that was that poem with the signs on it. Chert's research notes mention a quantum moon that no Hearthian has been able to land on. Yeah, ourselves included. The eye signal locator, a Nomai device created to pinpoint sources of distant signals. The Nomai were disappointed by their failure to detect a signal from something called the Eye of the Universe. And then something called Rybeck? Rybeck headed to Brittle Hollow to investigate something the Nomai were doing at the South Pole. Rybeck must be a Hearthian. And then the Southern Observatory, the Nomai decided to build a larger, more sophisticated eye signal locator on Brittle Hollow's South Pole. That's right, that was actually exciting. I'm interested to see if they succeeded where they failed on Addlerock, since the locator on Addlerock did not function. Or at least it did not function the way they wanted it to. However, it could be that it's functioning quite accurately. We have yet to determine that. With all of this information, you know, one of the things we're going to eventually need to do is go quantum rock hunting, but I feel like we can probably wait to do that and just sort of pick up quantum signals as we travel along. Let's just pick a random planet and go to it. Of course, there's Deep Blue. That's not the name of it, but that apparently is the name that keeps getting registered in my head every time I think about it. There was more to find on the Interloper. Then again, we have not gone to Brittle Hollow, like, ever. So why don't we break that habit and just go straight to Brittle Hollow. Brittle Hollow seems to be some kind of planet with a small, tiny magma entity floating around it. We'll have to figure out what that's all about. So, as the name might suggest, perhaps Brittle Hollow is actually a hollow planet. Its lantern, Brittle's lantern, seems to be ejecting magma out into space. One would assume that over time, the small moon would no longer possess any more magma matter through which to deposit into the black abyss of endless space. Now, this place, like most planets, is so much bigger when you actually get on it. Gravity here is less than the normal gravity of Timber Hearth, or should I say, what is relative to normalcy to us, a Hearthian. There seems to be some kind of structure on Timber Hearth, as well as a very vast chasm below us. Timber Hearth doesn't seem to have much going on with it. It's for holy, what the? Okay, well, apparently Brittle's Wait, did I just keep calling this planet Timber Hearth? We're on Brittle Hollow. Brittle Hollow doesn't seem to have anything crazy going on to it, although apparently Brittle's lantern deposits those magma... sorry, that's not what I meant to do. It deposits those magma deposits on the planet. Ejections. Magma ejections. I'm surprised to see even a couple trees here in what appears to be vegetation. Apparently we have an unknown signal nearby. We're not sure of the frequency. It seems like a quantum frequency, though. Just based on the sound. Strange. Signal identified, escape pod 1, frequency discovered, distress beacon. So that's all 4 of our frequencies, I think. Unless the 1 to 4 on change frequency is actually just changing the frequency and not the number of frequencies, which I'm starting to think it is. Some Nomai translation here. Thatch. So we're going to have to start new information. Oh, no, actually Thatch is a character we're already familiar with. He was involved in the workings on the eye signal. So Thatch says, is everyone unharmed? Plume, who I also think we've heard their name before. Let's just take a quick look here. Almost certain we've heard the name Plume. I'm not seeing it. No, here we go. Plume is also involved on the eye signal. No one was badly injured from the escape pod's impact. We're incredibly fortunate. Thatch responds, this is good news, at least. This is good news, at least. Have we heard from escape pod 2 or escape pod 3? Felix? Now, Felix, I think, was involved in one of the first Nomai statues. I'm going to look here to see if I can confirm that. I know we recorded something about Felix, because I said something stupid about Felix the cat. I'm surprised I can't find Felix. Away nose here, Yarrow. Oh, Felix. Felix was the student of Privet. Felix responds, no, I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other 2 escape pods' distress signals, however. If it's any comfort, both pods must be structurally intact. I'll continue calling for them. Thatch responds, my gratitude, if we can, but Plume says, Thatch, the moon is approaching again. Everyone brace yourself swiftly. The volcanic moon has returned. Be cautious of falling ash and debris. And then Plume goes on to say, I believe the moon has passed. Felix says, this planet doesn't appear eager to have guests. We are certainly unwelcome on its surface. Thatch responds, we need to find shelter, and quickly. The volcanic moon won't be gone for long. Plume goes on, I observe several promising sites below the surface, but we'll need to construct a way for everyone to climb safely down this cliff. Perhaps we could build platforms. Okay, so... Ugh. Yeah, definitely Brittle's Hollow seems to like to bombard... Or, sorry, Brittle's Lantern definitely seems to like to bombard Brittle's Hollow with magma. And it seems that our Nomai friends had at some point needed to use their escape pods to land on this planet and then had to find shelter from Brittle's Lantern here. Now, there doesn't seem to be anything significant about this distress beacon other than it just is. There seems to be no interaction that we can contribute to it, although it does appear to be hooked up to this rather large... What is this, a spacecraft? Or is this just a building? Might as well follow the cord and go in. Well, the cord just seems hooked into this structure. And these appear to be perhaps stasis capsules, or maybe even an elevator. Although I'm thinking stasis capsules. All the glass in here is cracked. The gravity seems a little weird. and there appears to be some sort of obelisk with writing. Launching Escape Pod 3, launching Escape Pod 2, now launching Escape Pod 1. So perhaps the escape pods came from this structure. Was this the main ship that we're in now? Woo! Goodbye, door. Well, the Nomai did indeed build platforms down into the planet. We just destroyed one. In fact, we're seeing clean through the planet. Because I believe we just saw Brittle's lantern on the other side. There's some sort of flashing light as well as what appears to be the same kind of flux singularity effect that... Oh dear. We're gonna have to do some Mario platforming. Anyway, the same sort of flux singularity effect that occurred when we found that glowing ball of light in space. When an object goes in there, it seems to disappear. I find it strange that this planet exists as it does with the core in such a manner, because how is it that gravity has not smushed the earth parts of the planet into the core? Again, I know nothing of planets, geology, astronomy, astrology, and space in general, but I would assume that most planets have to function similar to our own Earth, with the core being molten, if there is a mineral deposit comprising of, well, the planet itself. But yeah, the whole thing seems hollow. Likely where it got its name. A lot of these platforms are old and unstable. We're just gonna have to give it a... Oh, gosh. We'll give it a quick run, and those platforms are gone. Straight into that core. There's a bright light whenever anything enters the core. Well, I suppose we'll follow in the footsteps of the Nomai people. Plume says, of note, be sure not to wander far from here. Though this area is somewhat unstable, it's safer than any we've found so far. The temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks and dust created by meteor impacts. Okay, so it's dangerous to travel around in this location, but apparently they set up a temporary shelter. Perhaps parts of it are still intact and we'll be able to find it. We'll have to see if we can trust these platforms. It appears that we can for the time being. Plume goes on, given concerns about our settlement stability, where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? Thatch responds, we need to stay close to the escape pods so Felix can monitor incoming messages. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond. I don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. We must save ourselves. Felix gives that response. Plume says, I agree. We're here because the Eye's signal called to us, and we followed. If we're to find it, we need to not merely survive, but thrive. And Thatch says this is a wise point, Plume, and eloquently made. If moving to the Northern Glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we should do. And Plume says, I believe we should migrate to the Northern Glacier. And Felix responds, what if we use gravity crystals to craft a stable path? Now this is something that was told to me, but apparently the Nomai, a big difference between the Harthians and the Nomai is that the Nomai don't use combustible engines. And in fact, they rely entirely on gravity, the gravity crystals that we've seen on multiple occasions, as well as the gravity fields, to do most, if not all, of their technology and space travel and that kind of thing, whereas the Harthians use traditional combustible engines. So their use of the gravity crystals to craft a stable path would make sense, as their use of gravity crystals would be their go-to. Thatch is saying building beneath the crust again would shelter us from the volcanic moon's eruptions. So their intent is to go into the planet to escape the moon's wrath. And indeed, you see, they had no small access to gravity crystals, as they have lined the entire walkway here with them. Unfortunately, we're very low on oxygen. I'm afraid we're going to need to go back to the ship so that we can breathe. There were trees on the surface, but they were kind of dead looking. We're going to need to find a decent way to go up. Now here is the symbol for the Eye of the Universe, we believe, if that's the same symbol we saw earlier. Unfortunately, we really do need to just kind of go up. Oh, but the thrust of our suit isn't enough. Well, might as well figure out what happens when we land into the singularity. Where are we? Are we in the center of the planet? Or are we just in space? Strange. We still need to get back to the ship rather quickly, but what? Why is our ship here? This is our ship, right? How did it get over here? Did it go through the singularity as well? Kind of surprised we're still alive. Well, oxygen and fuel have come back, but wait, what's this? Oh no, the front of the ship is damaged. It must have happened when it traveled through the center of Brittle Hollow. We certainly don't want our oxygen leaking out, so let's do a quick repair on that. And then let's take a quick look at what this thing is. It looks similar to the probe launcher that we found earlier. Very similar. This almost seems to be a lens of sorts. Is this one of the pieces of the probe launcher? There were three, and one of them was cracked, and the other was missing entirely. But no, surely that was just the thing that was floating around Deep Blue. Giant's Deep. Yes, this appears to be more like a telescope of sorts. I'm trying to turn our flashlight on to get a better glimpse of this dark side of the what appears to be some sort of ice encasing, but we have to be pretty close for our flashlight to even reach this thing. Yeah, I'm not really thinking we're gonna be able to ID this. Wait, the insides are definitely similar to the probe that we found. Maybe we can unlock it from here, or maybe we can even just go inside. Oh, we can. Okay, so there's still oxygen in here, which is surprising. Where are we? What is this thing? There's some sort of gravity field on the inside, and we have a data stone about the Twin Peaks. Sorry, the Ember Twin. My mind just translates things in my head into shorthand, and especially when they're new things, when they're new concepts or ideas that I haven't had a lot of time to go over before. And so Deep Blue and Twin Peaks, that's what my brain quick hands these words into, so I have to retranslate them when I speak them out loud. Alright, so Poke says, "Welcome to the White Hole Station. If you fell through the black hole by accident..." Ah, it was a black hole. Alright. "Don't worry, you aren't the first. This warp tower can return you to Brittle Hollow." Well, thank you, Poke. "Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. A tower's warp can only be used during the brief window when the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body, in this case, Brittle Hollow. You must be standing on the warp platform on the floor during this alignment to be warped. If you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. Interesting. So this must be the warp pad, and, well, we'll only warp when this thing is lined up with Brittle Hollow. But what's this? More gravity stones. I'm kind of surprised that this place even still functions, but yet here are several trees that are... must be what's producing the oxygen. Is this just a fancy waiting room down here? There doesn't seem to be anything down here. Yeah, that symbol just must mean warp pad to Brittle Hollow. Is this turning slowly? No. No, it's not moving. What if we took this Ember Stone projection and found a place where we could view this? I suppose we'll just sit here and wait in the center of what I assume is the warp pad until eventually Brittle Hollow comes into view. I would assume either Brittle Hollow or even this warp station itself is orbiting or rotating somehow. We can see bits of debris floating outside of space there. We must just have to trust in No Maya Engineering that they knew what they were talking about, and eventually this will align. Maybe. Or maybe over the years it's become unaligned. Wait, there's a little circle in here. Does that mean anything? It doesn't appear to. The text said, if you look up, I don't want to leave because I'm afraid the alignment will happen when we're gone. But at the same time, if we just sit here and wait forever... Well, wait a minute. No, there's, the interloper traveling by. But this thing shouldn't take us to the interloper. It should take us to Brittle Hollow. What's that? Some sort of explosion? Let's see if we can find Brittle Hollow on the Outer Wild scope. It must be around here somewhere. Oh, wow. We are all the way out here. Hey, it's that white light. Strange. Why does the white light have the warp pad on it this time? Well, wait a minute. And why are we waiting here to be teleported anyway? We have access to our ship. I guess we should probably just go to our ship. That would make more sense. So how many places do we know of that have those projection stone readers? I think there's one... There's definitely one in the deep blue... sorry, Giants, in the probe launcher on Giants Deep. Oh, it looks like our ship got knocked off at some point. I don't know if we'll have enough time to make it back, but we seem to still be in our own solar system. So let's give it a shot. Might as well just go straight to Giants Deep. Oh, that's actually quite close, isn't it? There we go. And there's our floating probe launcher. The quantum moon taunting us. Ah, nice. We'll be able to land here in this gravity field, and that should prevent our ship from flying away. That is, if I could remember the difference between up and down. Well, again, up relative to ourselves. Alright. Surely we have enough time to get down here and read this before the world ends. We're gonna be cutting it close, though. I think it was this one. Oh, nope, it was not. Perhaps this one? We're gonna have to be really quick. Alright, let's just put this in. Oh, we've seen this before. Yeah, okay, so this is the weird glowy thing on the Ember Twin. Now let's see if we can get any text here real quick. We'll have to read super fast. Oh, there's nothing. Okay, well, that was all we needed then. Let's watch the sun blow up through the stone. That might be cool. Well, there goes. Interesting, everything's still here. Well, now we're evaporated. That was kind of neat to see the supernova a little longer than we normally would otherwise. To see it within the supernova itself. So what did we learn? Well, we learned that there are warp pads. We learned that there's a black hole in the middle of Brittle Hollow. Other than that, we didn't get a ton of information. Mostly because we ran out of oxygen while we were trying to explore Brittle Hollow. This time, let's be a little faster. Let's go straight to Brittle Hollow and translate more of those No-Mayan writings. Now that we know where we're going right off the bat, we don't need to spend any time acclimating ourselves with the planet's surface. This should be a lot quicker. There seems to be quite a bit on this planet, really. Let's see if we can find the structure that we were looking at originally. This one. Here we go. I don't think we're going to take the ship down there. That seems like a good way to get pulled into the singularity, so let's instead just land here. Hope that our ship doesn't get knocked aside somewhere and take a bit of a wild plunge, perhaps. Although if we did have the ship down here, here's the thing. Ha! Big brain strats. Guys, if we had the ship down here, we'd have an infinite supply of oxygen. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is pure madness, or maybe this is just the best idea we've ever had. Only time will tell. Well, we landed on something. Oh, wow, that's, pretty. What is that? Huh. I don't know what any of this is. Anyway, I feel like the black hole's trying to pull us in. Well, I guess that is what black holes do. So instead of getting pulled into the Earth's core, let's try to find a place to land. I feel like we're going in circles here. Where's all those wooden platforms the Nomai had? This looks like a landing platform. Wait a minute. This looks like a warp pad. There's no way we're going to be able to land on that thing. The black hole is pulling us in too much. Unless we can get in here and land on it in here. Which we could. And the gravity of the planet and or the black hole would prevent our ship from escaping. But I don't think that's what we want. I think that's clearly what the Nomai intended that device to be used for. Well, and there's structures down there. No, let's go ahead and land here. Seems like as good a place as any. We'll have access to our ship, access to oxygen. Hopefully we'll meet up with those writings that we were trying to translate before we ran out of oxygen. And our ship shouldn't fly away here. Hopefully. That seems good. I feel a little nervous though. Perhaps we should just nudge it a little forward. There we go. Now it's not rocking precariously so much. What the kind of funky structures is... Nope! Take us back out. There's a lot to look at here. Start with this. The Southern Observatory. South, 55.0 meters. Well, that would be boring. Observatories are boring. Let's instead go this way. The Crossroads. West, 350 meters. I should probably not be wasting fuel. The shuttle is currently resting at the Quantum Moon. Well, that's not helpful. No one can get to that place. So there's a Nomai shuttle on the Quantum Moon somewhere. Activate the gravity cannon. Fire the gravity cannon. Oh, we are so activating the gravity cannon. Call the shuttle home. Oh, heck. We don't care about calling no shuttle. Let's activate the gravity cannon. Fire this thing. Oh. Oh, no. I have made a mistake. I have made a terrible mistake. I don't think we're getting our ship back. Yeah, I think we're just kind of stuck here now. Apparently that was not a landing pad. That was the center of a railgun. Well, that's terrible. Now we need to find an oxygen supply. I feel like I deserved that in my hubris. Alright, let's go ahead and recall the shuttle. Oh, what's this? We appear to have perhaps recalled the shuttle that was on the quantum moon. I hope this shuttle has oxygen. I feel a bit ridiculous that we launched our ship practically into Brittle's lantern. Well, there's at least a gravity field that we can use to ride up. Oh, thank goodness, there are trees in here. Okay, all is well. Although I don't know which way is up again. I think we're walking sideways relative to the position of the ground? I don't know. Hello, trees. Oh, more Nomian computers. And one up above us. Oh, that is a teleport, or sorry, a warp symbol, or at least the same symbol we saw in the warp station that we got transported to when we went through Brittle Hollow's black hole. Oh no, what did we do? Well, we're in space now. Interesting. This must be a Nomian shuttle. Oh, well, this would have been good to read beforehand. Solanum, that's a new character. Let's write them down. We'll just put Solanum and then shuttle. I am here! After watching it wander the skies for so long, I am about to stand for the first time on the quantum moon. As expected, my shuttle has landed at the moon's south pole. I will make the remainder of my journey on foot. We don't know why the quantum moon always welcomes its visitors at the South Pole, just that it's true. Oh. So in order to land on the quantum moon, we must land on the South Pole. As a child, I considered such unknowns sinister. Now, though, I understand they bear no ill will. The universe is, and we are. I am ready. Goodbye, Brittle Hollow. I hope we know where we're going, or I hope the ship knows where we're going, because that log did not give us any info on how to pilot this thing. Okay, but that's at least some info about the quantum moon. We apparently have to land on the South Pole. I get the feeling we are just going to keep floating through space if we don't do something. So let's... okay, we tried the left one. Let's try the right one. Well, now we appear to be changing our trajectory. What if we just do this? Whoa! What the? What happened? Where are we? Huh? Can we leave? Whoa. Wait. There's no bottom. Where the heck are we? We appear to have warped somewhere. Did we warp back to... Yes, we did. We warped back to the location where we recalled this shuttle. Oh, and it's another one of these blasted turny things. I think that's the third one we found. Okay, so this device launches the shuttle like this. With gravity, like a railgun. And then this thing recalls it. And somehow this shuttle will take us to the quantum... Holy what? Well then. Remind me not to be on that part of the planet at this time of day. Yeah, what was that? The crossroads? The crossroads have been crossed off the list. Is there anything over here? There is some kind of building, but I'm more interested in this shuttle right now. Oh, we got spat out somehow. Ugh, gravity. Alright guys, what do you think? Do we just... So middle seems to recall us here. What does this do? That does nothing, it appears. And then this one to the right launches us. I think this one, or sorry, the one on the left launches us. I think the one on the right changes our trajectory somehow. But how... This guy landed on the quantum moon somehow with this thing. How the heck would anyone land on the quantum moon with this spacecraft? Because if I accidentally just, you know, happened to lean on this opening, I would assume I would just fall out into space. Sounds like a terrible thing to do. Yeah, how on earth do you pilot this? Alright, we'll just keep choosing this right one. Does that do anything meaningful? I feel like it turns the ship, but I can't really prove that. See, we seem to be drifting downwards when we select this right option. Perhaps we need to use this to locate the quantum moon and then travel there? But how? We can see behind us, and we can see in front of us. But I can't imagine actually using this device to travel through space. We can only go in one direction. How would we even know which direction the moon is? Whoa, do we just have to get lucky and... Well, I don't think it matters, because we already got the information that we can only get there from the southern... Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that one, I meant to do this one! Oh well. Regardless, I think I've had enough of Nomayan shuttlecraft for the time being. Let's check out the ruins on the left. These are indeed ruins. And a gravity field pulling us upward that we can take should we wish. The crossroads! Again. Strange, the crossroads were over there. Well, there appear to be orange path markings, so as long as we follow them, I suppose we're safe. Until we run out of path to follow. Now I don't know where to go. Seems to be some kind of opening over yonder. We can take a look and see if we can enter there. There's no ground to stand on. Is it a fireplace? Perhaps our Harthian friend is over there. Yes, I'm not sure what that is. That isn't an entrance to anything. Got a little hurt there, that's fine. More Nomayan runes. They seem to be showing directions. From this location, perhaps we can go here, here, and then from there we can go there. And then from here we can also go there? That made way more sense in my head than it sounded out loud. Gravity cannon, east. Hey, we know what that one is. So the gravity cannon was where we were. Perhaps one of these represents the gravity cannon. If I had to guess... this one. Yeah, because look, there's the little shoehorn symbol. So this is just directions. Oh, there's also things we can read. Herg. Well, that was deeply unpleasant. I made it this far, though. Guess that's the part to focus on, and not how I'll eventually have to get back up that path. But wow, this place sure is something. Look at the Hanging City. Oh, sorry, looks like the Hanging City is north from here. And east is a gravity cannon. I definitely want to see that. And another thing, I'm detecting oxygen from somewhere below, which is good, since I used up a lot of my supplies screaming during the trip down from the surface. As soon as I stop dry heaving, I'm going to head farther down below so I can refill my tank. That must be our banjo playing friend. The Hanging City. North. But how did he know it was a gravity cannon? And did he mention the Hanging City? Hold on. Yeah, whoever wrote this mentioned the Hanging City by name. But the only way you would know those names is if you could translate Nomai. So did our friend who landed here, did he learn to decipher Nomai? Nomayan? We just need to find him. We could have jumped... Oh, right, of course, the signal scope. There he is. He's right below us. I suppose we could just jump. Seems a little risky. Oh, no it's not. Ow, fire is hot. Wow, look at this guy. It's Ryback. Oh, you launched. That's great. Great job, you. Wow, I guess that means I've been out here a while, huh? Well, this is Brittle Hollow, but you probably knew that. Lots of history here. It's great. What are you doing here? I'm here to see the Hanging City. It's always been my dream to see it with my own 4 eyes, ever since I was a hatchling. An alien race lived in this solar system long before our species even existed. How could I not want to see their civilization, what their civilization was like? Only... You've probably heard the others say it, right? I'm afraid of space. Seriously, I'm more surprised than anybody that I'm out here. Buddy, me and you both. Do you want to know how I even got this far? I fell. Tripped over a gravity crystal. It's dumb luck I landed somewhere my little scout says halfway stable instead of being sucked into what's below. I've been gauging the stability of the ground around me using my little scout. And this seems to be the place with the best surface integrity, so I'm just going to stay here until I'm ready to move on. But that's enough about me and my problems. You didn't come all this way to listen to me blather, did you? That'd be... Yeah. I learned something. Oh, cool. What is it? I found a Nomai escape pod on Brittle Hollow. Wow. So then, the Nomai probably came here from somewhere outside the solar system, and they must have been in trouble when they launched their escape pod. But what kind of trouble? And where did the escape pod launch from? I'm so curious. This is an amazing discovery. I hope we can find out more about how and why the Nomai arrived here. Where should I explore here? Oh, well, where shouldn't you explore here? Not the black hole, actually. That's very... no. Yeah, I am also with you. That's very no. I don't want to go into the black hole again either. Which is unfortunate because the most exciting stuff is all below the crust, including the Hanging City. That's just to the north. You can kind of see it from here. There's also this big dome on the South Pole called the Southern Observatory. You can't get inside from the surface. Trust me, I tried. But if it's like the rest of the Nomai structures here, there's probably a path to it beneath the crust somewhere. Good luck exploring. If you learn anything about the Nomai, I'd love to hear it, if it's not too much trouble. What are you doing out here? Me? I'm an archaeologist, remember? Or, the archaeologist, I guess, seeing as I'm all Timber Hearth Scott right now. Brittle Hollow is rich with Nomai history. That's why I'm here. This planet is an absolute treasure trove of culture, history, and science. If you have any questions about the Brittle Hollow Nomai, I'm your Hearthian. Or, I have some knowledge of them. I mean, so maybe I can help. Well, see you later. I like Ryback. He's no feldspar, but Ryback I can relate to. Also, he has 2 different colors on his guitar, red and blue. Okay, that's a banjo, not a guitar. And Hearthians apparently subsist entirely off of marshmallows. It's fantastic. Ah, sweet rocket fuel. Hey, and that's his little scout. Cool, cool. Is this the Hanging City? Perhaps. Okay, but now that we're here, where do we go from here? Well, this is a strange circular device. I'm not even sure what that does. And, wait, what? Did I just knock that over and it reformed? The Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Ah! Alright, sorry, that was a manly noise. That took me by surprise. Yeah, I think I just... You can knock these over and they reform. Like the signs in Ocarina of Time if you play Zelda's Lullaby. Okay, guys, last time we hit a switch without knowing what it did, it launched our ship into Brittle's lantern. So what do? Let's go with up. Oh, it turns on the gravity field. What about down? Just turns it on but points it down. Okay. Oh man, are we out of time already? That was fast. This place really is huge. Seems like, well, really, it seems like a lot of the structure has been sucked into the black hole. We can jump into the black hole ourselves, but we've already been down there. There's not much to see. Unfortunately, with the reset of time happening, I don't know if there's anything useful we can do. I suppose we could try to jump down over there. I don't know if the landing is going to kill us. Probably. Oh, yep, that definitely killed us. Well, that's fine. We were going to die pretty soon anyway. A little bit macabre, but what can you do? Brittle Hollow really is full of things. It feels like it's been difficult to get any meaningful, hard, compact information from the planet, just because there are so many locations to visit, and the planet is rather treacherous. Don't think we're going to give up, though. We're going right back. We at least won't launch our ship into space this time. But, if we do, we know that we can call back the Nomai shuttle and get an infinite supply of oxygen that way, so we won't die. And then Rybeck himself has trees and his own fuel tank next to him, so we should be okay. Brittle Hollow, here we come. We might be able to just pilot there by sight. No, I'm not good enough to do that yet. Oh, hey, the Quantum Moon. Wait a minute, you don't think we could try to land on the South Pole, do you? Which part of this thing is the South Pole? Well, okay. It either has to be this side or the exact opposite side that we're on, right? One would assume, anyway. It also would depend on the magnets or something? I don't know. Look, it's spinning in this direction. Let's just try to land. Oh, no! Doing a really bad job of this. Okay, we've matched velocity. It seems to be spinning in this kind of way, and this would presumably either be the top or the bottom? Oh, gosh darn it. Perhaps that was the North Pole. A little difficult to tell. Well, there it is again. We could give it another try. I know I said we were going straight back to Brittle Hollow, but the Quantum Moon is connected to Brittle Hollow somehow. Since apparently that Nomaian shuttlecraft was able to land on it. Crap though, if it goes behind Deep Blue, Giant's Deep, will it still be there? No. I think it disappeared now. Criminy. Oh well, let's just go back. So we tried landing on what we guessed was one of the poles of the Quantum Moon. Wasn't quite enough though. Perhaps we just got unlucky and it was the wrong pole, or perhaps we really do need to... What is that thing floating around the sun? Do we take a look at it now, or do we just ignore it? Yeah, there's definitely something floating around the sun. Or orbiting, I should say. Let's try to cut off the orbit. I think it was floating in this direction. There it is. What is this? This is extremely dangerous. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. We're going to have to somehow catch up to this thing and then land on it, and oh dear. Assuming we don't get nuked by the sun first. Okay, perhaps that's a bad idea. Our ship doesn't seem to have thrusters that are strong enough and capable of maintaining a very, very low flying orbit to the sun. Landing on that would probably be next to impossible. We'll just have to keep it in the back of our head that it exists. Floating around the sun. Taunting us. Oh my goodness, did you see that? The quantum moon was up there by Giant's Deep, and then we blinked and it disappeared. That is some crazy attention to detail. That's just too funny. You know, let's do the smart thing and plot our course before we launch. Launching is just so fun. It's like the most fun part of flying. Getting a little bit of the atmosphere there. Or rather, I should say, we were being accelerated at a high rate and causing heat and stuff. I'm not a scientist. Don't get angry at me. Alright, so where do we want to land, guys? There's the ship. Might as well just land here. And I don't feel quite as pressured anymore to bring the whole ship down here, since we know that Rybeck at the very least is near the core, and we can just always drop down and talk to him if we need to get some more oxygen. Alright, here we go. Okay, let's try that again. That was terrible. Running. Crap. Oh, more writing. Use caution. A black hole seeps below. You must not slip. Yeah, no kidding. How did you guys even install these seemingly wooden platforms into the side of this rocky cliff to begin with? Like, how? Oh no. Oh no. Well, this is unfortunate. What can we do? Not much. I think we just have to go to the black hole. It's a sure good thing that what's-his-name put the... Well, I was gonna say that he put the space station around here, but I'm not seeing it. Is it not here? Wait, what's this? I'm a little concerned just because last time we were here, there was all this debris that was a floating warp station. But now it's not here. There's just this rock. It looks like a piece of brittle hollow. Oh! Well, there's some gravity stones, at least. Perhaps there's something on this small rock. I'm very confused, though. Why isn't there... The last time we did this, we fell into what appeared to be a space station of some kind. Well, we're going to run out of oxygen, or fuel, or both. I'm starting to think there's nothing really here for us. So here's the thing. I suppose one of our options is... Oh, there it is. How did I not see that? For that matter, we came out here with our ship at some point, didn't we? How did we not see this floating piece of junk when we were trying to fly around it with our ship? So I think what that white light is it's where the black hole deposits matter that gets absorbed by it. And in that sense, I think it's called a wormhole, isn't it? Or something like that. Now, it's probably high time we figure out how to use this thing. Okay, let's read the instructions again. The white hole station. If you fell through the black hole by accident, don't worry, you aren't the first. This warp tower can return you to Brittle Hollow. Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body of warp towers. During a brief window, the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body. If you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment happen when the astral body is directly overhead. You must be sitting on the warp platform on the floor during this alignment to be warped. Again, I feel like this has to be the warp platform, right? But do we need to do something to trigger the alignment? Oh! How did we miss this? Oh, we have to align this thing. Interesting. Well, first, let's identify where Brittle Hollow is. And consequently, our ship. Oh, we can't actually click on it? Apparently not. Oh! It happened! Oh! Okay... What the... What? That is not what we wanted. Why did that happen? Okay. Let's just keep looking up. And maybe then we'll get our answers. Interesting. That was lined up almost perfectly with the interloper. And that seemed like Dark Bramble. And there's our ship and the sun. Oh. So that's how that works. Let's get off this pad before we warp again. Wait, does that mean that... Wild. Look at that. It's active now. Will it become unactive? What's that? I really don't know. Okay. But what planet are we on? This doesn't look like Brittle Hollow. But our ship is here. This must be Brittle Hollow. And some notes? Feldspars, spare jetpack fuel. Thank you, Feldspar. It's annoying to schlep across the planet to the ship if I can't use my jetpack, so I'm leaving this here. I checked with my little scout. I do too use it. Hornfells, you burnt marshmallow. And the scout's integrity reading said this piece of Brittle Hollow is as stable as any, but who knows? If you feel still around, feel free to use it. If not, well, wherever you're reading this note, I'm sure you've got bigger problems. Yeah, I would imagine we would, Feldspar. Fascinating. So we've ended up on a rather snowy section of Brittle Hollow. This seems to be an indicator of a nomai traveling between the white hole and the black hole. aka the fact that this is a warp pad, or, well, this is a warp pad. So that must be, oh, check it out! Okay, I'm way too excited about this, but look, the thingy, it's doing a thing. Return warp status, charged. Step onto warp receiver platform to activate return warp. Interesting, okay. So this symbol is the symbol of a warp pad or something. And this thing, when it's rotating and up like this, means that you can return warp. Which is why we accidentally stepped through it and immediately warped back to the station. They must have built these glowing rectangles kind of as a very obvious, like, symbol that you could see from a long distance away when they were aligning the warp trajectory or something. Something. So, jeez, I am never going to get used to that. Anyway, something, Star Trek technobabble, something. The Hanging City is below. Oh, Rybeck really got excited about that, but that does not look like the Hanging City. That looks like a terrifying hole of ice. I'm going to step in it briefly, and yeah, that's a terrifying hole of ice. I don't like that thing. But it looks like we can go perhaps down into the... No, this takes us out of the floating Hanging City. So it seems the passage into the Hanging City has been iced over. We'll have to find another way in. Clary! This is a new character. Okay, Clary is... on Brittle Hollow... and at the ice peak. To our friends on Brittle Hollow, I just warped over here from the White Hole station on the other side of Brittle Hollow's black hole. Our design worked. We successfully recreated warp travel. Poke responds, I don't know how close it is to Anona's original design, but as long as what we've built works, then I'm delighted. I knew we could do it. Cassava, I hope you're reading this. Anona, that's also a new character. Anona apparently built... or had the original design. I'm just going to put had original design for warp travel or something. Poke says, wait, this can't be correct. Clary, have you seen these readings? If they were accurate, they would violate causality. There must be an equipment error somewhere. Poke says, I'm returning to the White Hole station. If you and Root meet me there, we can run a full diagnostic and hopefully locate the problem. Don't tell Cassava. Huh. What? It defines causality? Felix says, this is a wonderful news. I can't wait to see the warp tower, although it's been a long time since I've jumped through a black hole. He says, casually. Okay, so we already know what they're talking about. It's not a mystery. However, it appears that someone named Anona had warp travel already, but they recreated something similar to her design. But it also seemed that it defied the rules of causality, which I don't pretend to even understand, but I think I watched a video at one point about causality. Something about how cause and effect might not actually exist. I don't know. It was beyond me. It was interesting, though. Sorry, I'm snooping around here just trying to find, like... Well, I was hoping to find a stone or something, but I'm not seeing anything. It seems that we're running out of oxygen. Let's just go ahead and warp back to the station, since we know there's a steady supply of oxygen there. It's kind of funny how in order to obtain oxygen, we're just, oh, and now it does rotate. Oh, that is so cool. Look at it. Now whenever we warp, we don't need to guess now. We'll know that in about a quarter of the turn of this dial, we'll end up back on Brittle Hollow. Anyway, it is kind of funny that, you know, casually we just need to go grab some oxygen, so we'll just warp across half the solar system to get it. Because it's more convenient than going down further below the planet where there are trees. Anyway, there must be some point of ingress to this ruins. But we didn't see one, did we? No. Unfortunately not. Alright, alright. Can we not jump over this? There we go. Okay, so these ruins, unfortunately, do not have any further locations to explore in them. We'll have to find another structure. And I think we just found one. A lot of ice up here. I didn't realize Brittle Hollow had such a massive icy part of the planet. Has anyone observed the phantom moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Your thoughts interest me. Felix is saying this. Thatch responds, I compliment your eyes. How do you imagine it disappears? Hypothesis. Could it be a shift in the light spectrum? Plume suggests, suppose this moon is too shy to show us its face. Plume, I don't think that's it. Plume also says, I'm interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend, Hollow's lantern? Yeah, no kidding. Thatch says, imagine if there were 2 volcanic moons. Plume responds, then I imagine there'd be none of us left. And Felix says, hypothesis. There can exist too much lava. Yeah, that's true. Thatch says, I'd strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis? Would that assume that there can exist too little lava? I'm not sure. Felix says, this moon isn't volcanic to my unaided eyes. Sometimes it leaves its friend Hollow's lantern for nights at a time. The nights the moon circles this planet appears random. It seems to travel as it likes. Yeah, that pretty much describes the quantum moon. It is wildly unhelpful in its ability to be. But was that it? Seems to have just been a record of the quantum moon in general. I'm not seeing any notable structures or obvious locations of interest. So I suppose we will just continue to roam the planet. Oh, there's our familiar Nomian escape pod. Ow. We really do need to find a safe way down there into that structure. One that doesn't crack our spacesuit. Alright, so we now know that travel to and fro the warp pad, once established, is quite an easy venture. It does waste time, though. And time is precious to us. We only have 50% of our fuel. How unfortunate. Well, should we begin again where we left off? Although with this little fuel, it seems like a bad idea. If only there was an easy, straightforward path down below. Let's try exploring this side of the planet. That is a big one. Looks like we made our way back to the ruins. We should be able to find Feldspar's fuel tank here. Wait, did we explore this ruin? How did we miss this one? Oh, that's not a ruin, that's a rock. This seems to be a location we haven't looked at before. Uh-oh, this ghost rock. Feldspar must have been here. The journey here from the South Pole has been, I'm going to go with harrowing because of the, all the meteors. But hey, at least I made it here unconcussed and not on fire. Okay, let's see. I poked around a little, and there's some sort of old Nomai path that starts across from my campsite inside the ruined building with trees growing out of it. Doesn't look like anything horrible, just stairs leading down. I can handle stairs. After I get my supplies together, I'll follow the path and see where it lands. That has to be Feldspar. Rybeck doesn't talk like that. Is there anything in this ghost rock? No. Just appears to be ghost rock. Well, I'm with Feldspar. We can handle stairs. Wait, what is this? Oh, a broken gravity crystal. So they can stop working? Apparently. But wait, where are these supposed stairs that Feldspar mentioned? Says stairs leading down. Am I missing this? Oh, here we go. No, the entrance was just blocked by a giant tree root. Ha! More gravity nonsense. Oh, I would get so seasick if I did this in real life. As long as we walk perfectly to the stones, we should be fine, right? Oh, an unidentified signal? There's also a gravity crystal workshop. Somewhere. It would make sense that there would be a need... There would need to be a workshop to produce those things. But, wait a minute. Does that mean that the Hearthians' use of gravity crystals, such as the one in our own ship, has been salvaged simply from Nomai ruins? Do the Hearthians even have the ability to use, ability to create gravity crystals? I'm starting to think not. Oh, no. But we're not going to be able to take that bridge anymore, are we? Unfortunate, we were just here. Or rather, we just arrived here. We can probably make that jump, right? Alright, let's do it. Yeah, we're fine. What is this place? Some sort of broken structure. Oh, wow. School district. A school? Meltwater district. Eye Shrine district. And last of all, Black Hole Forge district. Well, that's cool. A school district for the Nomai. Seems to be, what, an elevator, or is that just a guide? I'm assuming those are numbers, like floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, and floor 4? I don't know how much time we're going to have to get to figure that out, though. This planet really is huge. Out of all the planets we've visited, this seems to have the most accessible ruins out of any of them. Black hole forge controls? Oh boy. What have we done? Black hole forge? It's not like we're forging black holes here. It seems to just give us the option to go up and down. Huh. I'm not really sure what that device is. It's amazing how numbed we've become to the supernova. Some sort of scroll. We'll have to read these when we come back. There it comes. Well, alright guys, I think that's where we're going to call it today. This has been interesting. I feel like we've gathered a lot of solid information on Brittle Hollow, as well as the existence of the black hole, the white hole, and warping in general. We've determined that the things that I've called crop circles this entire game were actually warp pads, and now that we understand how to get one of them working, perhaps we will be able to get others of them working as well, including the one that's on Timber Hearth itself. Brittle Hollow itself is a treacherous planet, but not too bad once you know how to navigate it, and there's plenty more we still need to explore on that planet, but I feel like when we go back, we'll know our bearings quite a lot more, and we'll have a much better time just looking in general at just the things there without needing to acclimate ourselves. That's kind of what I've been trying to do, if you haven't noticed, with these last couple episodes. I've been trying to hit each planet at least once, get a feel for the planet, and sort of start the rumor story, as our computer calls it, the rumor logs. So that way, in case any of them connected, we would have an easier time of understanding that. Aside from the Quantum Moon, which we have yet to be able to successfully land on, and I suppose Hollow's Lantern, because I don't think we've really ever tried to land on it, and I'm not too eager to try in the first place, we've pretty much been everywhere on the map. So next time, we'll have to choose a location and get a lot deeper and more thorough with how we explore the area. But otherwise, thank you again for watching another episode, putting up with Chezni and all of our space adventures. As I keep saying, I think this has been a fun little adventure into a mystery unknown, and yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you take care out there. See you in the next one.